Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I wanted to show you a closer look at my digital guided reading packs, and this is specifically my nonfiction ones because there's a little bit of a difference from the fiction ones. So right here you're seeing my Google Drive with everything organized, and basically what you'll do is when I click on a level, you'll see that I have everything in there. Not all the files are in this level currently, but this is where you'll see everything. What you'll get is this PDF when you purchase it, and what you'll do is scroll through and you'll actually go through each one of these and click on the links. Once you click on them, it's going to ask you to make a copy, and I take you through the steps of what to do within this PDF just so you know exactly how to do it. The ones that you'll be sharing with the students are the actual passages, the comprehension questions, and then the other ones are basically for you as the teacher to use and to share out with students as you're doing these assignments. So it's going to ask you to make a copy, and then once you have that, you can save it in your drive and use it how you want. So here's like the lesson plan for the first story. So I'm going to go through and open the other ones. You also have the vocabulary cards in the nonfiction ones, and these are basically for you to show to students at the beginning of the lesson, and you can see what to do. It mentions them in the lesson plan and how to use them and how to make sure that students are being introduced to words that they're going to be seeing in the story that they might not be able to read on their own, but then they're going to have the picture clues to help them. Also, you will find the running records, and with the running records, what you're going to do is you're going to want to make one for each of your students. So you're going to make a copy for each of your students, and what you're going to do is you can actually type in here as the students are reading to you, and you can put their score and any notes that you want to add. So this is a level A one, so this one's pretty simple, and then if you're someone who does MSV, you can go ahead and record what the error was, the meaning for it. Then you will see that there are comprehension questions. There's one folder of comprehension questions, a whole Google slide of those, which you can share out separately with students, but basically they're going to be clicking to write their answers, and then they'll also be able, for these lower levels, get a chance to draw and label a picture. If drawing's too hard for them, depending on the techiness of your students, then they can just write their answer there. But basically you can have them using the shapes feature where they're adding shapes to make, you know, the body of something, or they might be using some of the little emojis, or you can have them actually use the lines to create things, or the scribble feature. And then depending on, again, your students and what your settings are allowing the students to do, you can have them even add an image to answer the question. So this is another thing for them to do. And then what you'll see, the answer key has answers to those questions listed at the bottom, and it shows you what it is that the students are supposed to be replying to. And then these ones are actually answers that go with the interactive questions. So those ones you'll find within the actual digital guided reading passages packs. So in here you have all the stories, and what the kids will be doing is going into presentation mode. So they're going to click present. And again, this page works best for when your students are right there in front of you. So if you're someone who's not currently in front of your students, you can just assign one passage at a time versus doing this whole thing. So if you're going to be doing Birds by the Water, you would click on that, and then the students would click through and actually read the story. So they're going to go through and click. If they miss something, they can go back by clicking the arrow, and then they're going to keep clicking through. And then once they get to the end of the story, there's this Let's Think page, and that shows them that they're now going to be doing their comprehension questions. So in order to do this, you do have to escape out of presentation mode, and instead then you're actually going to have them read the question, and they're actually going to be moving the words to match the text. So this is a level D1 to give you an example. Now this is what I was talking about. The answers then to these are over here, and I have two different ones. This is a level A1 and a level D that I have open. So those don't go together, but just so you see, this is the final that you should be seeing, and this is the one that they're going to be working on. And again, each student will have their own copy of the passage, so they won't be messing up one document. They all have their own, so they all will be basically submitting their own answers, and then you can go in and check to see how they did. So you've got the passages there and that interactive question. Then you've got the separate comprehension questions, your answer key, your lesson plan to follow, and then also running records so that you can assess the students, as well as the vocabulary cards. So that's included for all the levels of the nonfiction packs. So you'll be able to go through and address your students' reading and make sure that they are still making improvements and working on their level just via a device. So they can do this on a tablet or computer, even on their phone, as long as they have access to Google Slides. Thanks.